Maybe it's in the gutter where I left my lover.
YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy wowisright. Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to an Overwatch 2 video. There's been some word on the streets. There's been talk around the town. There's been talk in the community. We already know that everyone's disgusted by Roadhog and deserves a nerf, and I've already talked about that in my last video. But the word on the street is people are getting tired of one-shot kills, aka Widow. So people are calling for Widow to get nerfed. And my opinion is no, she shouldn't get nerfed. She shouldn't get removed from the game. Is it annoying to get one-shotted out of spawn? Yes. Is it annoying that a one-shot kill can change the whole fight of the game? Yes. But much like Roadhog, if you do what needs to get done to counter her, dive heroes, Sombra, Tracer, or just work on your line of sight to make the callouts and not stand still, she can't hit you as much. I also feel as though this is one of those, it only is really effective at specific ranks. For example, like, I don't see too many Widowmakers at the higher ranks. I think Carefree might be one of the only ones to play at the higher ranks, but it seems to be a big issue when a good Widowmaker gets to like the mid to lower ranks, because when that's the case, you're not always aware of what's going on. No one's really communicating on where somebody can be, therefore you are unaware of where you should be standing. Your positioning is all over the place and you're just not really focused. In this gameplay, you'll see, like right there, Lucio and the Genji both dove me and I ended up dying. That's what you got to do a portion of the time. Then to counter that, it's up to the healers to kind of support you. Now, if the healers don't, most of the time you'll die when someone dives you. But it does get a little tricky when you have a Mercy and a Widow together, and you know, you go or Genji and you go and dive her and you can't kill her because she's getting healed. That's where you need to have maybe a Winston or someone else try to help you take out that Mercy and then take out the Widow, because naturally it's kind of tough to hit shots from a distance, and it should be easier to hit shots up close. But with people jumping all over the place up close, it can be kind of tough. I am not a Widow main by any means. I play Widow for fun. She just looks cool and it feels good. It brings me back to like Call of Duty sniping. Oh god, I can't believe I missed that shot. Call of Duty days. But this is there again. I mean, my position was bad and I got shot by a Ash. But again, you just need to kind of pull up on the Widow, and a lot of times whoever pulls up on her is going to kill her, provided she doesn't get a headshot. But still, I don't believe she really needs to like get nerfed. Like, the ones who need to get nerfed is someone like Soldier. Like, Widow has one thing in her kit that she does really well. That's about it. Soldier has two things. She can provide pressure, and she can one-shot you when her railgun gets high. That's a character that needs it. And there's not much, like, there is a few counters to her, but it's not too many in my opinion. And with Widowmaker, there's absolutely a ton. There's a ton, and there's different ways you can play around it. So I know I might get some hate for this, but I really don't think you should nerf her. And I think it's only in different ranks where she needs to, you know, just maybe be adjusted. But I don't believe it. I think she's fine where she is. I think it's because now that even though some of the maps are similar, now that the playing field is a little bit more open, because we're not playing double shield, you have one tank now. She's very, very dangerous. Like, only if you truly had a good Widow on your team back in Overwatch 1 would you actually feel threatened. But in Overwatch 2, since there's only one tank, potentially one shield, and some maps are very open, Widowmaker needs to be
Interesting.
become a problem. She is very much an SE tier if you can hit your shots and you're not getting flanked all the time.
No one can hide
But with that
from
being
my
said, God,
sight.
am I gonna get this kill? No, I missed. Am I gonna get this one? No, I missed. Am I gonna get that one? There we go. I was spam the shots. Yeah, honestly, Overwatch 1, she wasn't much of a problem, so nobody talked about it too much, from what I understand. But now, she's being talked about a lot, and everybody doesn't want one-shot kills. And it seems like though we can't please the community. Like it sounds like we want. I mean, there is a huge skill gap, but like we're not unsure of what we want all the time. When they make changes, sometimes it's changes we don't want, but sometimes it's changes we want, and then it breaks the game for another character. Like there never seems to be a good meta, right? So I think not necessarily just leave it out as it is, but definitely make Nerf's Sojourn and go from there. Just start with, I mean, I wouldn't say start with one thing at a time, but like, why is this Junkrat on me like this? Like, I don't know you personally, man. Like, oh, he lost me. There you go, boom, dead. But like, when you have a good Widow, for sure, she's a huge threat. But when you don't, she's not much of a threat. There's been many games where they've had a Widow on their team, and it's because she couldn't hit shots, she didn't become a weapon. There's been a couple times where there's been good Widows, especially with the Pocketed Mercy, where like you feel like you can't turn a corner. Those Widows that like to, especially like, they get a kill, the fight's over, and then because they kill, let's say, a support first, they will go to spawn, know you'll be walking out to spawn close to the choke, and hit you unsuspectedly. I've been at fault of that so many times. Like on this map, for example, normally I would be like running straight down, like, because I'm playing sim, right? And because I don't expect the Widow to be there, boom, dead. Fights are generally over. But if you kind of suspect there might be a Widow, maybe go around the left side, which is what I definitely make effort to do now, or the right side, whichever side you're on, and just kind of like try to avoid sightlines like as much as you can, and go from there. Ask your tank to dive them, or if not, like, you dive themselves. Or if you really want to, match their Widow pick, Widow for Widow, and see, you know, who can get the most value out of their team. Don't look at this, because I know I'm gonna miss again. There she is. Hit her once, hit her again, got her. Never mind. But that's me personally. I've been playing this game for a long time. No, I'm not like top 500. I feel like I'm above average in almost every single role. But I feel like we're just kind of like over exaggerating with wanting people to get nerfed and everything like that. I haven't really heard anyone want anyone buffed. I'm more concerned about nerfing things. Like, maybe the only person that needs to get like buffed in a way is Reinhardt, because he hasn't really been really meta since the season started, really. Like, to be quite honestly. And he's like a fun character to play as a tank. I would like Junkrat Nerf because I hate that character, but mostly we haven't been talking about like characters that have not gotten played. Maybe those characters don't get played because other characters need to get nerfed before they get played, but I don't know why the community is talking about like characters like Widow when it's usually a simple counterplay. If we counter, and I know this game is like heavy counters a lot, and sometimes it's just all about mechanics, but I don't think we should nerf Widow. I really don't. I think she's good at it and just allow people to get better with their shot, play her for fun, and that's it. Because the more we nerf, the more it's gonna enable other characters for people to only play. Because, like, for example, if we were to nerf like some hit scans, right? You know how powerful Pharah is gonna be. Like if you nerf like fall off damage like for some characters a lot, and maybe head multipliers or something like that, right? Pharah is gonna be so hard to kill and overpowered. Like, Widow is a good pick, against Pharah when you don't have another pocket mythic. Let's say you get a Zen that doesn't want to switch. You go Widow, and she's able to take care of the Pharah and the Mercy if you can hit your shots. That is fairly simply. With Soldier, you gotta make sure you hit your shots, and his fall off damage is kind of crucial. So it's quite unfortunate, but that's just me. Make sure you guys leave a comment down below what you guys think, some thoughts. Maybe if you think she just needs a rework. I can't see any reworks that she needs done, but again, that's just me. That's just me. I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Take care and peace.
My bite is fatal. No one can hide from my sight.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's fake.